I've had a number of clients who have found it advantageous to go with something other than a long-term comprehensive campaign. They've actually utilized some type of shorter duration focused campaign. It's gone really well, and they're doing just what we intended. They're actually beginning now to plan for the next campaign. So their board is more engaged, their internal operations are up to speed, they have a clearer case for support, and now they're ready to take on that bigger campaign. It usually was motivated by one of a few things. In some cases, the programs themselves, from a fundraising standpoint, didn't feel ready to take on something as monumental as a large campaign. In other words, they wanted to get better at the act of fundraising, at telling their story, the internal operations, data, fundraising. And so it actually gave them a smaller field of play, if you will, to exercise those muscles and get better at the act of raising money and running a campaign. Another instance that I've seen is when the institution itself, so not the fundraising program, but the institution, and this often aligns with maybe a new president where there isn't a clear long term strategic plan. They want to fundraise around some shorter term set of priorities. They don't have that clear 5, 7, 10-year vision, but they want to get to work immediately to capture the energy of a new president. And so they think about doing something in shorter duration that, again, helps them prepare for something longer term that might come later. The other thing I've seen as well is there can sometimes be an idea that emerges from the institution that has immediate excitement and funding needs. The rest of the institution isn't ready necessarily for a major long term campaign, but there's urgency now to move forward with some exciting initiative that has buy-in from campus partners, from alumni and donors. And so what can happen is that specific element can launch as a focused campaign. That leaves a lot of options available down the road. From that point, the institution might be able to pivot into a more comprehensive campaign. If that doesn't happen, they can simply execute this focused campaign for what it is, which is a priority project around a tighter set of needs, right? And overall, it gives them a chance to kind of get started with what is needed now without having to have everything figured out in terms of an institutional comprehensive campaign.